and watch the quarterback. At home, when your parents talk to you, who should you be watching? When you're in school, all right, and the teacher's talking, who are you going to be looking at? The teacher, all right, the teacher, somebody in charge. Now, if you keep laughing like that, that's wrong. Don't let yourself down. Don't let yourself down, all right? Because it's important. That is what we're talking about with this camp, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about accountability, making sure that each one and every one of these young men are going to learn something besides just the football part of it. Because the game of football, it is all about working together. You see some signs up that say brotherhood. That's why we want you in tight. I want you to feel like you know the guy next to you, even though there's an age discrepancy. But it's important for you to understand that, hey, the older guys, look out for the younger guys. We had an example last week. A guy lost $10 in the cafeteria over to Louisville. And the young man named Luke picked it up and turned it in. Now, is that big a thing? It sure is. It sure is, because he had the integrity and the honesty to help out his partner. He didn't even know who it was. All we're talking about here is to make sure you understand in this camp, man, if you make sure that you understand the importance of accountability, paying attention, focusing, because that's what you have to do in the huddle. When you get on offense, the quarterback is going to get up and he's going to change the play. All of a sudden now, that changes the snap count. Now you got to think. Hopefully you prepared yourself for this. And then all of a sudden now, that changes the blocking scheme. That changes the route. All right? And that now, what that means is you had prepared yourself to do that in terms of preparation during the week. Much like now, when we are out here, we expect you to pay attention. We expect you to be on time when practice starts. We will never punish you. We will never punish you. If you're not taking care of your business in the dorm, and one of the father counselors sees fit, he'll take your helmet, and he'll give the helmet to me, and you'll have to come to me and explain why. Don't lose your helmet. Don't lose your helmet. That's important. There's nothing worse than being a football player without your helmet. So just understand, there's certain things that you have to be responsible for. Look at me. Give me one clap. Give me two claps. That's how you do it. You pay attention. All right, you pay attention. We want you to understand, when you come out of here next Thursday, after the Super Bowls, that you're a better player and you're a better person, and you understand accountability. You understand the importance of doing the little things right. You understand that. Because fellas, as I told the guys in the clinic this morning, this isn't easy, guys. This is not an easy camp. We're going to be upfront and honest with you. Football is not easy. Hayden, all right? Football is not easy. It's a tough sport. It challenges your character, because what it's going to be like, it's going to be hot out here sometimes. And you're going to think, what am I doing here? This is the second practice. I still have another practice. I'm tired. I'm hot. That's what this camp is all about. It's checking you. It's checking how important is football to you. Because if football is important to you, if you make it through this scrimmage, you can make it through anything. You can make it through. When you get ready for an exam, and you don't want to get ready for it, and you're saying to yourself, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Well, if you don't want to do it, that's just like in a game, in preparation. If you don't want to prepare yourself properly, and you get in a game, and that automatic comes, and you don't execute, then you let yourself down, and you let your partner down, and you let your team down, you let your parents down, you let your family down. The same thing applies when you're getting ready for an exam. The same thing. It's exactly the same. Your adults will realize, well, let's put it this way. Your adults will tell you later on, that's what life is all about. Now, you're young, all right? Very impressionable. Not that important to you right now, because you got food on the table, all right? Life's a bowl of cherries right now. But this will challenge you now. This next 4.5 days will challenge you. If you want to get something out of it, then you're going to get something out of it. Because these gentlemen, which I'm going to introduce to you, will teach you the fundamentals of this game. That's what this camp is. This camp is about fundamentals of how to play the game of football. You just don't throw the ball out and start playing. It doesn't work that way. All right? What you do is you lay a foundation. You learn how to bend the knees. You learn how to use your hands. You learn how to... Is somebody sitting down? Remember now, man, we don't ever sit down on a football field, right? Right? You got it now, guys? We never sit down. And you always keep your eyes up, right? Because if a coach is talking to you during a huddle or something, and if you're not paying attention, fellas, then when it comes down to the time to getting something done and you didn't listen, then you're going to let everybody down. But just understand this, fellas, that we are here to help you. And this foundation will help you in terms of your preparation. We want you to have success. We want you to have success. And the way you have success is by focusing and by concentrating and by doing the little things right and doing it. Now, there'll be times, especially you young guys, your attention span is going to be about 30 seconds. Right? And then you're gonna go off. You older guys, help them along. Say, hey, concentrate. Let's get this done. Because you know how many hours a day you're going to be on this field practicing? 7 hours a day. That's what you're going to be doing. All right? And this isn't a threat, but what this is, that's what this camp is. It's about foundation, about doing things right. Right? And when it comes down to the end, men, when it comes down to the end, next Thursday, your parents are going to come back and they're going to see light years of the difference between today and next Thursday, if you do things right. And when we say you're in the dorm and the light's out at 10 o'clock, we expect the light's out at 10 o'clock. And when we say take your cleats off before you go into the building, you take your cleats off before you go into the building. And when we say when we go across the street, you're going to be with your father counselor and you're going to go as a group across the street. Everything is done together. And everything, we ought to feel good about each other. You'll get to know each other better than you ever thought or ever imagined.